What's up everybody? Simon here. In this episode we're going to talk about, has tipping culture gone too far? Sorry I haven't made some videos lately. I've been busy on another project and I'm back, so I'll try to make more videos with credit cards, all the fun stuff, some business advice, etc. But we're going to talk about tipping culture, which I think needs to be discussed. Let's get right into it. So first of all, let's talk about some jobs I've had in the past. I would work in the food service industry. I would make pizzas. I would take phone orders. I would take orders at the counter for this pizza place, actually several pizza places, so I know all about tipping. It feels good. But tipping culture has gotten to the level where I believe it is not sustainable, and recently in the poll over 75% people have voted that tipping has gone too far. It really threw me off recently when I was at a local bake shop buying a cup of coffee, which was a latte, and croissant with some pecans in it, or pecans? That's how do you say it? Anyway, so pecans in it, and the tip came out, the food first of all was $5.50 for the latte, and then the croissant was about $6 or $7, which is incredible, so it's around $14 to $15, and then it popped out with a tip, not in percentages anymore, but I should minimum put $3 in, and then at maximum like $5 or $8. I don't recall if 5 was the middle option and 8 was the last option. I'm thinking here, I'm like, holy moly, that's more than a 50% tip on a simple cup of coffee and a croissant that they baked before. And here's the thing, I don't mind tipping when service is great, and comment below if you agree with me. If you're at a very nice restaurant, you're getting treated with respect, dignity, excitement, the person looks like they're there to help you have a great time, a great experience, whether you're by yourself or with a family. They want to make sure that your visit to the restaurant is excellent. That person probably deserves a tip. Maybe it's up to you, obviously, whether it's 10% or 20% or whatever you want to leave, but that's a great experience. At these coffee places, they look at you like they're doing you a favor to pour you a cup of coffee in the morning, and we all need our coffee. But however, there's no smile, there's no thank you. You're literally punching, here's more money, and they've done nothing to earn the money. And in some places, there's not even a person making something to deserve a tip. Like, they're not making anything custom craft. They don't make it to your style. No one asks you, do you like your coffee hot or cold or warmer on the milk frothing, etc. They just simply crank it out. They don't know your name. They don't say hello. They don't look at you twice. In the Bay Area, they're dressed really funky, and it looks like some of them haven't showered. They're there, and overall, you're like giving money away. So to me, that's gone too far. Comment below if you agree with me that tipping should not be that price. Another thing is, why are restaurants asking for tips nowadays, or any place that you're at that is not delivering a personable service, or a service that you can feel that person really made it much better or worthy of your time? And what I mean by that is, I've seen places I walked into where they've requested a tip, even at like a gas station, where you're simply buying something out of a cooler, and then it says, would you like to tip this person? It's like, what? For what? What am I tipping this person for? For getting paid to sit there to do their job, not even greet you? It's ridiculous. So in my opinion, tipping culture in that regard has gone too far. Comment below if you agree again, or let us know if I'm off and that people deserve tips. It also pisses me off, can I say that? I guess I can, that at food stadiums or like a Giants game or any of these ballparks where you're standing in line for so long, you're ordering something, you're waiting, missing the game, and then there's a thing that comes up that you need to tip right away. They literally pour a thing in the cup of water or whatever you requested, look at you funny, don't say thank you, throw some fries on your plate, and you're off, and you're supposed to give them extra money. Where is the service? Where's the customer service? Here's the thing, the tip is not supposed to be the main method of that person's income to hold that job. The tip is simply a thank you for great service. In my opinion, comment below if you agree. I'm not responsible to pay for that person's mortgage. They have a job. The price that they're earning and they have agreed to should be enough for them to do a quality job, whether they get tipped or not. The best things are when you go to a coffee shop or a non-existent service. I'm not going to even get into, or not yet, into when service sucks, but non-existent service, and you're buying a cappuccino or a black cup of coffee, whatever, and they turn this little tablet around to you, and they're looking at you like this. And then they look at you and they go, is this person, what is he going to click? What is he going to tip? And you're feeling awkward and you press 0 tip for their lack of service, or you try to get out of it. Some options don't even give you the opportunity to get out of it. You can't choose it. You got to press other. Then you got to go into type in 0 tip and then enter, confirm. Like 6 steps to say, no, I don't want to give this person extra money for doing nothing extra for me. You have to go through 6 steps. But this person watches you as if you're going to tip. I've even seen people that work behind the counter flip that laptop over and add a tip against that person's will that was paying without their knowledge, because they flipped the tablet over and they just added. And the person probably doesn't check their credit card statements, thinking that, instead of that cup of coffee costing $6.50, I paid $7.50. That's off. Anyway, that's exactly the point. Tipping has gotten too far, and the look on people's faces when you hit 0 is priceless. But then the look on, or the faces of people that are also hitting 0 is priceless when you're near them and you're seeing that they're also not tipping because they feel awkward. They feel as if they've committed a crime or something. The person behind you also sees if you're tipping. That may be awkward. And then you're getting judged whether you tipped or not, whether you left a good tip or not, and whether the tip was made out of will, like your goodwill, or was it pressure? I feel like the pressure is ridiculous. Let's talk about the tip amount. Before, a tip used to start at 8%, 10%, 20% was the max. I've seen them go up to 50%. What the hell is going on when people are asking a minimum start tip of 18%, 20%? In Miami, for example, in Florida, they require a 20% tip. How do you know you're going to get good service? That's another question. Can or should someone require a tip prior to you agreeing to it? Like, can a restaurant, can a facility, can any place just say, hey, no, tip is 20%. Too bad. You had a shitty time? Too bad. We don't care. You left 20%, and that's not on a party of 6 or more, which is another weird rule. So if you're serving 6 people, but you're giving the restaurant $1,000 for this table, you're giving them $1,200 now because there's 6 of you. It doesn't make sense. What if you had bad service? You didn't get a chance to experience. A tip is meant for people who have provided a great experience, and it's up to the person that's there to say, hey, thank you for this overwhelmingly Thank you for this overwhelmingly positive experience, and I appreciate it. So if the experience is great, leave them a tip. Nothing wrong with that. I've felt great at restaurants when they've done that. If the experience sucks, I should have the right of passage to leave more money or not. It's my hard-earned money. Remember, when you're tipping someone and you're leaving them $50, well, it takes you like $75 to $100 to leave that $50 tip, post-taxes in most cases. So it is extremely unpleasant to tip people that you may feel don't deserve it. Let's talk about poor service. I've had restaurants where I went into the restaurant or anywhere else and we've had terrible service. The person that worked there looked like they hated their life. They didn't make our experience any better. We came with positive energy, they had negative energy, and they happen to be your server. They're impatient. Listen, they're humans, they have stuff going on, etc. But here's another thing, waiters and waitresses and everybody else, no one cares that you have problems going on. People that go to restaurants want to get away from their problems and enjoy a meal and have a great conversation and catch up with their family members and so forth. No one cares for your drama. You're there to just provide a quality experience. That's my opinion. So when you are providing a negative experience, and I've had my experiences where I didn't tip and left 0, I was damn near attacked at the restaurant. Oh, you left 0 tip, you're cheap. How could you not leave a tip? How did this happen? How did that happen? Thanks for nothing, I've heard. These aren't quality people to hire and have work at your place. If they were quality people, they would make a person feel good to be there, and that person would want to give them more money, not feel like they have to and they're being robbed. So comment below if you agree with that. In terms of tipping, like hotel staff, people that carry your luggage, I've always done that. I find that tipping at hotels, whether it's for a room upgrade, whether it's for a place that you're constantly staying at, that's a smart idea or a good idea because they treat you really well. They've upgraded our rooms. They are kind. They remember us by name when we return and so forth. Those people have a very good skill, especially in the valet areas and the luggage service. The front office of a place that you're frequently visiting will remember you. They'll upgrade you and so forth. And I find tipping in the hotel settings is adequate and is acceptable. And I find tipping in places where you're not appreciated should never be mandatory. And that's where I want to leave it as. It's bizarre to ask for tips for small little coffee pours. It's bizarre to ask for tips on things that at like gas stations to buy a soda. It's bizarre to not have customer service as your main quality trait, yet request an amount from the person that is going to be tipping you as extra. And then it's just extremely rude to be angry at an individual who chose not to tip you for their beliefs in the tipping system, or maybe even your crappy service. So people that are living their life off the tip, forget about it. You should not look forward to those, and you should get a better job, a higher paying job, whatever it may be. And in fact, I've seen several places now switch their motto to include the tip amount without declaring it as a separate tip in the cost of food. And I think that's better. So for example, if your burrito is $10 normally, but they want you to tip $1 or $2, now it costs $12.50. Fine. I'd rather pay that than have to deal with this crappy person in front of me who doesn't care for me to be there, doesn't thank us for the water, is rude, etc., and just really is just not deserving of any extra money. That's between him and his employer and me as a customer to come back and buy from this store or restaurant, whatever again. As far as whatever your theory on tipping is, whether you think it should be included, whether it should not be included, whether you should be held liable for a tip, whether it's bad to not tip, whether it's good to not tip, you should keep that theory to yourself, especially when you're eating out with friends. How many times have your friends asked you or looked over at you and said, how much are you tipping? And you want to turn around and go, none of your goddamn business because it's my money. What does it matter what I tip based on what you're leaving? You want to leave them $100? Go for it. I'm not going to leave them $100 on a $20 meal. You want to leave them $10? That's up to you. Why do people ask that? People out there, etiquette. Don't ask what other people are tipping. It's their money. They value their experience. You could have had a much better experience yapping the whole time and you think the waiter's great, while I could be sitting there going, hey, I haven't had a refill on my water for 45 minutes and the waiter hasn't checked on me. Why do I have to tip him? So that's my take. Comment below, has tipping gone too far? I'm going to say an absolute yes. It's embarrassing. It's disgusting. It makes you not want to eat out as much. And a lot of people ruin it that are in food service and those type of businesses for really good waiters who do deserve tips and who should get that extra premium bonus for providing such a valuable, caring experience that they are happy about and that they're welcoming. Too many of these employees out there are now asking for tips that provide zero substance to the restaurant experience. In fact, they degrade the value of the restaurant, and it's harder and harder to hire people, I understand, but they ruin it for the good waiters, the good bus boys out there, and so forth. So anyway, that's my thoughts. Comment below, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. There'll be more to come.